goes back to the DOJ. What are you doing? This isn't legal speech. And I said, that guy, I bet is Antifa. About 2 weeks ago, we'll find the club. And turns out he is Antifa. He lives a double life as a woman. Now, I'm not mad at him because he does that. I don't hate him. It's not so cool. I just can't handle it. And I'm, whatever, or I'm whatever. No. It's that he's basically a theater kid. And he's out there trying to get other people to go out and kill ICE agents. He's not going to do it. And he's in all these videos this week, and I saw at least 7 of them. I live 4 blocks from where this is. Get your guns. Let's go down there and let's take them out. And then now the video's released. He's a drag queen storytime guy. Of course he is. So by night, he's dressed as a woman, out doing God knows what. But by day, he's in camo with body armor, saying, let's come on, people, get your guns, let's go. Let's go, let's go. A little less talk, a little more action. Get your coat and let's start walking. And sure as hell, he's another candy ass who's getting a bunch of innocent people killed. So let's play a few clips of his recent statements and out in the crowds, and then let's go to his real identity and the great time he has dressed up like a woman out there partying. Here we go.
I do this all year, all the time. I'm out and about like this because I do it for me all year. All the time, yeah. Yep. I'm a fucking blue-collar fuck of a dude all day long. And then at least a few times every week, I like to get real clean and pretty and go out, shoot pool or get dinner, maybe go dance. You never fucking know, right? But I don't need a fucking parade to celebrate. I don't need to be groped and harassed and fat catcalled and treated like a piece of meat by a bunch of fucking cis women who fucking give me side eyes in public when I do this.
I
said yesterday, if you call people to go out there with their guns and start shooting people, it's a total lunatic. Antifa.
My name is Kyle. I'm Antifa, and there's so much rage in me that I've had to record this like 15 times trying to get the message out. Okay? Go watch my other videos. Doesn't matter if you're not here and you're not caught up. You missed the fight. But if you are, it's time to suit up. Boots on the ground. Nicollet 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet. Show up, ready to go. Okay, not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. I am talking specifically to my followers. This is everything I talked about, and this is exactly what I said was going to happen. This is exactly what I said was going to come when we didn't go and march on Whipple with guns. Sorry, but welcome to America 2026, where Second Amendment is the only thing that's going to keep you protected from literal Nazi gunmen that are killing innocent people in the street with impunity. This is not a joke. There's nothing fun to chant about it. Get your fucking guns and stop these people.
So I can play hours of this. The point is that they're escalating the crisis. You have feds out with warrants and court orders getting serious criminals. They go attack them. I'm surprised only two people are dead. And look at the lunatic that's running it. He's very popular, raises all this money, hundreds of thousands of dollars every week. God knows what this person's up to. He's not going to go get killed. He'll get you killed, though. Always the same people, folks. Absolute chameleon, total lunatic. Now, I'd already heard about this a few weeks ago and knew there was investigations going on. But whether you're in Minneapolis, their main capital of Little Somalia, or whether you're in Washington State and Seattle, or whether the different cities in Ohio, everyone notices that you never see a Somali die in the hospital, and that you don't have ambulance calls. And that's because this is a tribe of rulers of the Somalis, slavers, pirates, that obviously no, you don't do that. Because when somebody dies in the family or they kill them, they get their benefits forever. So the depth of this and what's going to start coming out is insane. Here's an investigator. Wait until you hear this. The fraud is way bigger than your mind can comprehend, and it's sick. Here's a clip.
Have you ever looked at cardiac arrests involving Somalis? It's like, I kind of grokked what she was getting to, and I was like, you mean like, are Somalis dying of natural causes and being reported? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I was talking with Minneapolis police officers, and none of them ever remember responding to a cardiac arrest, aneurysm, stroke of a older Somali person. And just looking at the actuarial tables, you would think 100,000 people out there, the odds say that some of them are going to have heart attacks, they're going to die, and then the police or the emergency services are going to be called to respond. None of the police officers ever remember going to a Somali DOA. And so I go to some of my sources in the Lewiston Police Department and ask, do you remember ever responding to Somali DOA's cardiac events? They start laughing. Like, we were just talking about this at the station, and no one really remembers responding to Somali DOAs. So what's happening? Based on that sample, it's not totally scientific, but we know there's some natural deaths happening from medical events within the Somali community that are not being reported.
So here's a clip of a reporter doing a good job breaking this down. And you just go to X, and if you got hours and hours, because I spent 2 hours this morning on this alone. I only looked at a small part. I got mad because I just can't stop watching it. And it's state senators, state congress people, mayors, chiefs of staffs, walls, high-level staff members, literally, not just their chats, driving around, commanding these forces attacking ICE, trying to get them to overreact. Total trap. Signal chat infiltrated by conservative journalists reveals Democrat politicians, Tim Walz's staff are orchestrating anti-ICE protests and doxing agents. Organized crime, folks. Here's the breakdown. Here's the video.
Yesterday, investigative journalist Cam Higbee began releasing information obtained after infiltrating the Minneapolis ICE Watch signal chat conversations. And the information that he has found and released to the public is absolutely incredible. He began by releasing screen recordings of their members list, and investigators over on X have been taking that list and researching who these people are when they've decided to use their real names. We're talking about local politicians, we're talking about national journalists, and yes, even people connected directly to Governor Walz himself. Local politicians like Audrin Chowdhury, a St. Paul City Council member, and at the state level, people like Brad Tabke, a Minnesota state representative, Sergio Martinez, a national correspondent for NPR, Hwa Jong Kim, another St. Paul councilwoman. Others have also been identified. Local politician David Snyder has been identified as one of the admins in the anti-ICE signal organization. Minnesota state candidate Anita Smithson, also identified as a dispatcher. And it is now believed that this person, Amanda Noel Kohler, may in fact be the ringleader of what appears to be a very sophisticated, very well-funded, organized crime operation. And here she is smiling with Governor Twinkletoes Sparkle Fingers as a political strategist for his campaign. You know who else is found in these signal chat conversations? Renee Good and Alex Pretty, two people who have lost their lives when conducting domestic terror tactics under the supervision of this organization. So what else did Cam Higbee discover? Well, it appears as though they have direct access to the National License Plate Identification Network, which can only be obtained with cooperation through law enforcement or somebody embedded in law enforcement that has access to that database. They also know the exact timing and movements of law enforcement and shift changes. Information that can also, again, only be learned when you have people embedded in law enforcement. So you've got local politicians, you've got national media, you've got coordination with local law enforcement, and you have a connection directly to the governor's office. So now I understand why the Department of Justice has been demanding records through subpoenas to a grand jury of St. Paul, Minneapolis, the governor's office, the attorney general's office, and the mayors of those two cities and local prosecutors. Does the Department of Justice already know the detailed level of sophistication this organization is operating under? And are they looking for additional information so that they can start making arrests? And just think about it. All of this organization, all of this money, all of this insurrection, simply because one person walked into a state and found billions of dollars of fraud.
Let me give you a news flash. Most of the people in the DOJ are operatives. They're in on it. Remember, 6 months ago, Denver, ICE was using the federally paid for license plate reading systems, and the city shut it off to ICE. And the same thing in Minnesota. So the feds pay for it, the locals control it, which is compartmentalization. You know, that's federalism. That's generally a good rule. But they're not letting the feds use the license plate readers to get the illegals. They're using it to track the law enforcement. It's all in there. Serious felonies, giving private political operatives, NGO, Soros people, access with dispatchers in live time to track ICE. Oh, I thought Palantir is tracking your license plates. Not happening. But the Democrats are. And my point about Palantir was, yeah, watch Palantir. All this stuff's dangerous.